gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with the M.
Auntie.
Listen, y'all, it was hot. I'm telling y'all, hot, hot. Before we start the podcast, we were talking about how crazy things are now, and T was trying to blame men for the situation what's going on with dating now. She want to blame us because y'all women have lost your goddamn minds with this goddamn dating situation and the bullshit that's going on out here. And we're just gonna go off today because there's some fuckery that's going on out here. And the women, y'all women causing this problem. Women, why? It was so y'all used to be so meek and mild. You go take you out on a date, take a coffee date, feed you a little something, something, get to learn each other. Next thing you want to get the phone numbers and talk and commiserate and all that stuff. And then next thing you know, you're like, hey, I think I like her. And you take her out, you buy her some things, and all of a sudden, she's your woman. And then she's like, she placates to you. She's like, she follows you around, she take care of you, she massages your little bones every now and then,
Right.
cooks food and all that stuff. And then next I'm gonna make her my wife. And then, bingo, you marry her. And then for the next 30, 40, 50 years, you live in Blitz. That's where it used to be. Now, y'all, remember the movie Lean
Hold
on Me?
on. Where that used I thought you just pulled out about your ass. Well, when did that used to be a thing?
Girl,
Wow. You left
they
a
used to be,
lot of things out, sir. And I
that's
do mean a lot.
that's
I
how it
do
used
mean
to
a
be.
lot.
See, and what I'm gonna say is, remember the movie Lean on Me? Remember Morgan Freeman when the school was so clean and precise and they were real studious students and everything, and then they fired him and he said, regret. You're gonna regret firing me because this place is gonna go to hell. And the next year, they played Welcome to the Jungle and they was throwing shit out the window and the drugs in the back in the bathroom, whipping kids' ass, putting them in the goddamn lockers. That's where dating is now. We are welcome to the
Wow.
goddamn jungle. Cause y'all
Wow.
women. That's how I'm starting this
Wow.
shit off, y'all. That's I'm,
That's
I'm pissed. I'm
that's
pissed.
that's how you feel because of the women
Women,
did that.
women used to be women. Now it's transactional. They're like that. They don't want to be in the, as I heard, the prostitute era of
Uh-huh.
dating. They just want to get paid for everything. I want to pay for my nails, my hair, my. And the other thing. See, then we talk
Yeah.
about it. New started this shit.
And what started this shit?
You know what started this whole
Oh, what
my
started?
bills?
Tell me what started all this shit as you firing off. Cause you really in there. I'm gonna get you some water over there.
I'm hot. First of all, is I have to blame. Uh, first of all, Beyonce. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my automobiles? Can you do all that shit? All of a sudden, you had to pay all the goddamn
Oh,
bills.
hold on. That man pulled a swoop and swap on Beyonce. Don't miss the first verse of that song. Don't miss that first verse of that whole song. She done showed up and he was everything to her. Okay? He
Mm,
was doing what he was supposed to be doing, and then he started borrowing stuff from her. And then the stuff he was borrowing from her was costing her money. And then he was like, oh, I'm gonna get you back later. And then all of a sudden he couldn't get shit back. So now she's trying to figure out what? Nah, you might have to double check and see if a man who you allowed into your pockets is good in his own pockets. That's what that song was about. That was awareness. Men do not like when they cannot take advantage of the woman. Okay. The woman has to be below the man in order for you all to be able, and not all of you, but when you generalize men, it seems like if you cannot take advantage of the woman, then y'all don't want the woman. And that's why it seems like the black woman is less targeted to be like in relationships and marital situations. It's you're not just going to easily take advantage of, walk over and do and say whatever you want to the woman. You're not just going to cheat on her and think that we're not about to have a little razzle dazzle with the shit. That's a crazy concept. You're just going to disrespect me in my face. You just lay your body down with other people, bring back whatever you want to my body, and then half of the men come back with all types of smells and then insult the women on how her body smell when you didn't introduce that to that woman. That now that's borderline deathly. Okay. We don't want to talk about how the men are promiscuous with the proper woman at home and then put her in harm's way. Now she got to go to the doctor's office. She don't know why her shit off like that. She just been a good little wife sitting in the house. No, you done turned her into something else now. Because you was doing what? I had all this faith into you. I had all this faith into all these men, and then you did what to me? And not just you, but a few men too. So the woman came to play for the most part, proper woman. And you know she not proper from the very fucking beginning. We're not gonna pretend like, if I need a cash app for my nails before the date, you already know what type of situation you're signing up for. Because you're gonna need something at the end of that date, right? You done already paid into it before it showed up. And then you're gonna pay for the date. You're going to keep on creating this transactional situation and you're going with it because that's what you want. You want what's owed to you at the end of that transaction. The men are not victims here. The men are leading the way here. And they are leading the way here. Some intentionally, that's just the lifestyle that they want. And some just going with the flow, which is poor leadership, especially when that's your like divine order in this world. Or at least you want it to be.
Damn, damn, T. He kind of he's like I'm hurting. You
That's
slapped the
just the
prick.
surface. That's just the surface, by the way. I mean,
Oh,
I could do this all night. And mind
oh,
you, none of this shit has nothing to do with me. None of this has nothing to do with me. Just so we're clear, I don't whatevs, but we're not blind. Not blind. No,
eh, eh,
no. You're not gonna
yeah.
blame the women for y'all bullshit and fuckery. It's
Oh,
it's a crazy. It could only be a crazy concept. And what was the last thing that did you send it to me or did I send it to you? Where what did they say? The men are financially celibate now.
yes.
I loved it. I was there for it. I said, Lord, go on and get your little celibacy in. I like it. Let's like fuck it. Take the money off the table, take the sex off the table. No, we might really begin to know each other now. Because you're not gonna say you're gonna take money off the table and think that women just about to have a great time with you. No, I have a water. Yeah, you're not even gonna toss me off my shit. Yeah, yeah. Because that's why men like to, take you out, have some good drinks, try to toss you off now I'm a little whoopsie my shit down a little bit. It's easier now. And we're pretending like I gotta go half on you trying to get my, inhibitions down. Are you crazy? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Now, the idea that men are delivering money to help cover different expenses in a woman's house that you don't know, we can always debate that, right?
Mhm,
But the
mhm.
idea that you're trying to court a woman genuinely, and then you're like, let's go, we're going half on this date. I could have just ate first before I came out here. What are we doing? I have food. I could have just went out with my girls. That's where we go Dutch at. Actually, my homegirl would have paid. I have friends and money. So what are we talking? What would be the why would I allow you to get to know me? Right? You have to get
Mhm.
it in. So if you want someone to go Dutch, then you should just go to the park, have a walk. You see what I'm saying? Like you can't impress nobody. Like we're here to impress each other, right? That's why I put on my best. That's why we ain't got my nails done, and then got all the jewels on them. And then you see the girls with the acrylic flowers. They fancy as hell now. They was
Yeah.
like bling blow. He gonna see that, and then the eyelashes. Yes. Now, according to the men said that y'all not done
No.
for them. That's not done for them. Okay, they
No.
don't like those lashes. But I feel like some women feel like if they don't have the lashes, it's gonna detract from them, and y'all don't even know the level of like I guess that's the whole point. Y'all like don't deceive me.
Yes. Yes. And see, and that what you said, T, you have a lot of legitimate points. You have a lot of legitimate points because men, we talk about it all the time. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna say this again. There's levels to this shit. There's tiers to this shit. So when we for me, and T knows very well, I have three tiers of men. Three. They're the boys, they're the men, and then they're the grown men. And I always say grown ass men. So what we're talking really what as a grown ass man, what we're talking about is the people who drift between the boy, ain't quite man, but your boy, but your manish kind of stages. And that's kind of what, as grown men, said you need to grow up. And basically, T said y'all need to grow up. And again, I'm kicking it with the whole, the shit that's going on, which is so crazy because
Yeah.
again, it's all a transactional relationship. And if that's the case, then we should never have it. We should fuck dating. We should
No,
just
no,
go
no, no, no.
ahead.
I don't even like the like what's wrong with the transactional? Hold on. What's happening? What's
Okay,
happening? Because what's happening?
here's the
What's
thing, girl.
what are y'all talking about? What are we
Transactional.
even talking about?
I'm going to approach this, and I'm going to take my
Mm-hmm.
businessman mentality out of this and just common sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I see a nice woman. She's fine. She's nice. I don't know you though.
Okay.
So again, for me, I can't invest in something I don't know.
Okay.
So of course I'm gonna approach you, and I'm like, okay, and I'm gonna feel you out. That's when you have
Mm-hmm.
to know what you're looking for. And man, don't go out here just fucking out there just shooting, just shoot anything. You have to be purposeful in fucking dating. Don't go out that motherfucker with a goddamn shotgun shooting rabbits, shooting squirrels, and it's for a fucking bull moose. What the fuck are y'all doing? So first of all, if we do any of that, just understand what are
Yeah.
you looking for before
Okay.
you fuck
That's
the whole
fair.
situation. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if you know, hey, she's cool. That's what I want. There's certain steps you're gonna do. You're gonna have her talk to her, find out where her head is, and maybe go out and call a coffee date. And it's cool for a coffee date. Why? Why should I spend $500, $1,000, $2,000 on a person I don't fucking know?
That's a poor mentality. That's a poor mentality. And I have to say that. Um, I don't think that should be like, why should I spend $500 on a person who I don't know? It's just not, it's, it's just something you don't do. It's
Mhm.
just, you know what I'm saying? Like it's levels to things. And when you're fine dining, as we call it, right? That's fine dining lifestyle. Um, you don't fine dine with a stranger. That is just the crazy cons, unless it's like a business setup, right? Generally speaking, um, that's not something people what? No, that's just not the norm. So it's not like she's not worth it. It's just we're not there yet. We're just not there yet.
Absolutely, and that's the whole thing. So when we see this crazy shit on IG and all over the internet about, remember the chick that picked up the phone and said, "Listen, I gotta get my nails done. I need $500." And
I
then all of a
mean,
then he was like, "What?
she was
What for art?
doing,
For art? For
yeah.
art date?" He said, "Yeah,
Look,
yeah." And he was like, could you get it done before? Could no, no. If you want to take me out, you
yeah,
need to spend $500 to get my
yeah.
nails done." He
I
said, "Well,
like it. I'll be honest with you. She was honest. She told you what she was about, and you could take it or you could leave it. She's with this is what we call being with the shits. Okay, she's with the shits. The question is, are you? You see what? So it was no deception there. It was no games. You know, if it was my son, he shouldn't even finish the conversation. Hang up. You know, if she, you don't even got to block her. Let her call back. You know, let it ring so she intentionally knows that hey, you seeing it and you're not answering because that's not how you get down. Okay, it's the one who's deceiving you who's actually the problem. See, the woman who you want to date and that, and yeah, chatting, and she's like, oh, but can you cash at me some money for my kids to get some dinner? Right? I like that. I like it a lot. I like it. She's very upfront. You know exactly what's about to happen in this situation. You can either run or you can send her to me. Now, if it was my son, You better log off. Actually, you need to get on a whole nother dating platform, son. Right? Where the
Yes.
women don't do that. Because like we said, it's not only levels to the men, it's levels to the women.
Hello.
So you pick and choose as a man, especially. You definitely get to choose the type of woman you entertaining and who you shouldn't even be talking to the woman like that. Oh, I need $500 for the I'm in the wrong industry, sir. I gotta do nails now. I didn't even know we was paying $500 for nails. What? That's
Yes.
a fancy lady. Yeah.
But
She would if nails cost $500, I would need help with mine too.
yes, and if you have $500 nails, god damn, you need to go to a nail salon. We have to find you a new one for
And
about
I
maybe
don't
100.
I also don't know where she eats at because that might be too expensive for my taste as well. I just don't know. I mean, nails cost 500. I can't imagine how much the steak gonna cost.
Woo, good lord, you right about that.
Yeah, you
And
gotta run. You can't afford her. You don't want that lifestyle, sir. You get see the thing about a man is though he'll deceive you. And since you brought up the Beyonce song, right? She spoke about the man who had deceived her, right? Flat out. He done pulled up, pretend like he was, he had everything in order. Hey, babe, let me borrow your phone. What? It's not free before 9. He just on his phone talking about he talking to his mother. What? Sir? See, you bought it, Beyonce. I did it. I was gonna leave her to herself. She got enough shit going on, but with her own self. Uh-uh. But you tried to bring her into the situation, so let's go with it. That man deceived her.
oh boy,
And she had to, call into order. Now, these women who are being upfront and honest, like, hey, I need a cash app. Can you cash to my good morning? I need a cash app. You gotta pick and choose if that's the type of woman you want who need a cash app. In addition to the good mornings, there are women out here who just, good morning. And that's plenty. They just need a good morning.
that's very true.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, I was talking to my little nephews, and he was just like, "Oh, how the hell? Why can't we find what you and Miss T got? Why things gotta be so goddamn hard out here now?
Oh, yeah,
Everybody want
I
a
wouldn't.
goddamn money and all that other bullshit." And I said, first of all, gentlemen, you young kings,
Mm-hmm.
before you pursue anyone, and this goes for all you guys too, you have to be clear on who you are. I talk to a lot of young guys, and they're still trying to find who they are. And they talk to each other, and everyone talks about, who could date the finest honey, who could do all this stuff. This is not a team sport. This is really you as a person need to understand who you are and grow into who you are before you go out there searching for anybody. I mean, you shouldn't even find if you don't know who the fuck you are, don't get a dog, don't go out there and buy a new car, don't do any of that shit because if you don't know who you are, you're gonna buy some shit and then later you go, oh, why did I buy this shit? You just bought it because it tickled your fancy, it made you feel good about yourself. Fuck that. I told them all you need to grow up. And they're in their 20s, so you understand they're still growing and everything. And I said, so look for a woman that you want. Don't care how they present themselves to you. You are the ultimate yes or no person. Because if you get sucked into that shit, then she's gonna take advantage of you because we know there's women that will take advantage of you.
Not being
But
sucked into it. Y'all
yeah,
want to know
wait,
who get
y'all listen.
food.
You use the eye the eye shit, the
Oh,
lashes,
wow.
the makeup. You
Uh-huh.
smell good, you look good,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
everything out there popping. You know, and as a man, god damn it, you got
They're
my
luring you
testosterone.
in. It's almost
Yes,
like a lure. Oh, okay.
it's like you
Can't
just
fight
like
it. Can't resist
you
it.
yes, you can't
Okay.
because again, we're creatures, we're emotional creatures. We love to see beautiful women. We love it. Because again, we were in our 20s. We understand that. We had the feelings. But there comes a thing called discipline and control that has to happen, but it doesn't happen when you're 20. It happens as you age and you get hurt and do other stuff. But I'm telling you, man, you need to go back and evaluate yourselves. Separate yourself from your friends and say, because ultimately you gotta be happy. Damn them. You can have the finest honey in the world, and they can be patting you in your back. Man, she fine as hell. But you know you're going through absolute goddamn hell with that bitch because you signed up for it. But they don't know that. All they see is you and this, y'all look good together and all that shit. I said, fuck all that. You need to be happy. Which means don't look at all the craziness that you see on the internet. Don't look at all the madness and think that, oh, that's normal. Because as you said, T, we're looking at extremes on the right and extremes on the left. And
Mm-hmm.
what gets promoted? The fucking extremes get promoted because it gets you watched, it gets you likes and comments and all that stuff. We're just saying that you have to mature yourselves a little bit. You have to control yourself a little bit. You know, again, women, y'all tricky. You know, y'all use all those feminine wiles to wheel us in, but we have to have control. Control and discipline is what we need as men. And a lot of them like, I never saw it, and that's the other part of it too. T. A lot of men, young men, has never seen stable house homes
Mm-hmm.
or homes because the mom, unfortunately, may have been a single mom raised them. Which again, shout out to all the single moms out there. Again, y'all doing a great job. A lot of you. There's a lot, just few of you ain't doing a great job, but the good ones, you're doing a great job. And for men, God damn it, you need to be in those goddamn kids' lives. I don't give a shit. You banged her, you had a kid, be in their goddamn life, and stop complaining about child support. Negro, if you didn't fuck her and didn't have a kid, you wouldn't have to worry about child support. So your ass had social responsibility to this shit. I had to say that to you because again, a lot of people want to blame. Well,
See,
we got a lot of single mamas and shit. Nigga, they ain't single by themselves. They ain't had the babies by their goddamn selves. So
yeah.
somebody need to be able to help along with the kid. So, but I digress. But a lot of men are just they're looking at the shit on YouTube on social media and thinking the shit's real, and we know it's really not real. But women that come and do their hair with you, are they talking that crazy shit? I'm pretty sure they're not.
No, no, no. They see what I told you they see. Like as far as men who don't want to settle down, men who are deceitful, men who are extremely promiscuous, um, men who are not financially stable or even like informed, I guess. And these are at, let's call it 30 plus, 40 plus. Some people even 50, the man still doesn't have his finances um in order. And then, they're standing side by side with the man who's talking about getting used for his money. Like legitimately, there are men who are like they're well off. They have a nice amount of money and perhaps they find themselves being used because, they're very giving because they have it. But the men who don't have it together, they're, kind of paycheck to paycheck, which most people are, but nobody's like gold digging on you. You don't have much to take. It's like, what? It's weird that all the men are kind of standing next to each other. So you have the men who feel overwhelmed by child support and they're actually paying it, and it's like a pretty penny, right? Um, and then there's men who are standing right next to those same guys who are paying like $65 and they're, complaining about child support orders. And you're like,
What?
y'all just, and then y'all dapping each other up. Or the man who don't take care of his kids, like that's your homeboy. But you ain't never seen him with his kids for 10 years. His kid don't do no sports. His kid don't do nothing. They're not in no clubs, nothing. And you don't, and that's your boy though. How is that your homeboy when he's put children out here in this world? You're taking care of your kids. He always see your kids, and you actually never see his kids nor hear him talk about his kids. You don't see him on a video chat with his kids. You don't say, hey, what's up in the background. No,
Yes.
that man is not handling his business, and yet you still allow him to exist in the same conversations that you exist and jump on the same bandwagon that you're, you know, legitimately, have an issue with. That man can't stand next to you. And just like how the man said on one person's show, one podcast, he was saying the women of today all look the same, meaning they can't tell the difference between somebody who just wants you for the something or somebody who wants a genuine connection with you. It's the same thing with the men.
Yeah.
Like, what are y'all talking about? It's the same exact thing. You don't know if you're gonna get a man who's gonna show up to you genuine or if he just, showing up to you for the season. Because men are gonna lie to you all the same. Oh, I want to be married. Oh, I'm trying to do this. Oh yeah, let's have a family. They'll even pay some bills. And then they'll still ghost you and act like they didn't just have, dinner with your mother, hang out with your sisters, came to meet your kids, playing video game with your sons. Like men today don't have very many boundaries. It used to be if you knew you wasn't going to go too far with this chick, you wasn't going to go to meet her mother. You know what I'm saying? You will
Yep.
find an excuse underneath the sun to not go and shake her dad's hand. You see what I'm saying? You would not be out there paying bills. You would pretend to be broke as often as you could be because you know you're not going to go, you know, full term with this joint. And it was across the board. There was nothing that was like confusing that, including like side chick behavior. Even side chick behavior with the man today has even changed, where you don't take your side chick out of the area no more. Men to come hang out with the side chick right in their area and risk, getting caught up. And then nowadays we got cell phones. So of course, I see you out with your new joint. I'm gonna record that, send that to my girl, and you know, depending on how she moves, she's running up on the situation if she can get there in time. And then you mad because she on rah 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 and doing the most. Nah, you know what? Yeah, that's my girl. I'm gonna come rah, rah, rah and do the most for her too. Yes, I am. Yeah, very disorderly and very disorderly because you're out of order. And then you have the person who's out of order, who initiated the disorder, who actually had you sign up for this, what you thought was a monogamous situation, trying to then call you back into order, tell you doing too much, which you are doing too much. Like, let's keep it real, bitch, just leave. But oh well, we're playing in real life, raw emotions. And it's just like you don't have no leg to stand on. You don't have no leg to stand on when it comes to this. The men are moving different. And when you see someone that you know is a lead situation, when you see that they have moved different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that which is supposed to follow them is now also moving different and kind of just as egregious. I mean, I feel like it is an uptick of women who's lying about who the baby daddy is. You see what I'm saying? Like, nah, because if you want to deceive me, I can deceive you too. And not necessarily the man at home, but just deception that I felt for men in general, which we're going to believe is going to allow a woman to feel like she can just deceive you. Like, nah. So that deception, the change in behavior, why wouldn't we believe that it's the man who's leading us down this bullshit path? When you look at dating apps and you look at the men on the apps, the black men do not have high earning degrees on the same level as your black counterpart. I mean, as your different colored counterparts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like all the Kevin Samuel lovers, I call him Uncle Kev, or like they all say, it's only 2% that make this amount of money that y'all right, right. But then you telling us to settle for the less, calling everybody gold diggers, which is a bizarre concept. You ain't even got no money, and why would you want a woman who don't want what you have? Is crazy to me. It's a That's a crazy concept. I want everything my man has, money included, and not just a little bit of his money. I want all of his money. And guess what else I want? I want all of his time, not just a little bit of his time. I want it all. And yes, he has to work, but damn that, I still want it. I might not be able to get all the time, but I still want it. His
Half.
energy, I want all his energy. Nah, I'm digging on everything that's my man's. I want it all. And I hope he want everything that's mine. That's just I'm just what else are we doing here? I thought it was 100 100. Y'all out here trying to go 50 50. I mean, I guess it's the same, but shit.
And T, what you just said is the difference between men, women, grown men, and grown women. That's what you just had is that discussion because a lot of people gonna look at that and say, "Oh, well, why we gotta give everything and all that stuff?" Well, if you understand real relationships, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of you don't, but we're gonna school you a little bit today. There is no 50-50 in a true grown man, grown woman relationship. You give what you can every day.
Yep.
It's not a well, I gotta always give 50 or she gotta always get 50. No, no. This some days I may have to get 100. She may not
Mm-hmm.
have nothing there. But
Mm-hmm.
that's cool because there's gonna be a time when I have nothing and
Yep.
she's gonna roll with me 100%.
Yep.
And that's what y'all missing.
Yep.
Y'all so busy looking at the fluff and at the smoke and mirrors that actually missing out on the big point. You want to be as conservative as possible when it comes to who you date. You don't want to be out there swinging your dick on every pretty thing that you see because you could get caught up in some shit that one situation could carry for the rest of your life, i.e., AIDS, um, herpes, and every other disease that could carry on further. It's going to influence your next relationships.
And also
It,
poor.
oh, and poor.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Too many
Yes.
women. That's you can't afford all that unless you can. But it seems like most of you can't.
No. And we gotta be honest, guys. Let's be real fucking honest about money. A lot of us ain't got it. I'm being fucking honest. I don't give a fuck who's mad
Thank
about
you.
it.
Thank
A lot of us don't fucking have that
you.
kind of money. Again, it took me years to get to where I got to because I worked my ass off to get there. Real grown ass men understand this shit's not overnight. Again, a lot of you want to get fast, quick money overnight. That's fine and dandy, but you still got to work for that shit. But a
Mm-hmm.
lot of you ain't got no money to give.
Mm-hmm.
So you better have something else. And the same thing with women. Y'all ain't got. If you strip away your looks and your pussy, what do you have left?
If you strip away your looks and your cooter cat, what do you have left? Jesus, I hope you got some hair. Shit.
Think about it, T. We're talking about stuff that we know as
We
you
need those
age,
things.
certain things just it
Jesus.
changes. Because when you're 20, everything
Mm-hmm.
is tight and
Mm-hmm.
high and everything. That's for everybody.
Yeah.
By the time you reach 50-ish, that
Mm-hmm.
shit ain't so tight, shit ain't so high anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So if you base shit off of looks and the ussy or the
Mm-hmm.
dick, you're gonna fail. You're
Yeah.
going to fail miserably. You're gonna find yourself through your whole fucking life searching for something that you can't, that's really non-existent. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna try to find somebody who fits this profile. Now, mind you, you're also changing as you're trying to search. So unless your ass is doing some shit to maintain, you're also losing. Because I hear a lot of guys say, "Well, I'm a little chubby," and one guy sent me
The
a
men
picture.
be aging
Uh,
crazily.
yes. And I was like, bro, get here. Oh, what you do, man? I said, bro, I I put in the work. Oh, I put in 5 days a week in the fucking gym, and I eat and I do what I need to do. I take care of the mind, but you have to be purposeful in what
Mm-hmm.
you do. You can't just be out here all willy fucking nilly. No, you gotta be purposeful in everything that you do. And if you're purposeful, and you carry yourself the way you want to carry yourself, you won't have a problem finding a good woman. You won't have a problem finding, in fact, you won't have a whole lot of other women, but you'll be able to be smart enough to say, oh, she's not the type I need.
Mm-hmm.
She's fine. Whew, she's fine. I like to get them draws, but it's not worth it. Because
Mm-hmm.
as a man, as a grown man, I know what I'm looking for. And
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I think what's happening. You have a lot of boys telling men how they should think, or girls telling, you know, women how they should think. And they're fucking wrong because they're not mature enough. They don't have the discipline. They don't have the structure to lead anyone. For men, if you don't have the structure and you don't have a vision, you can't lead anybody. You can't fucking lead yourself. You're like the blind leading the blind. And I say that shit because when you're a grown ass man, you understand it. When you're not grown, it's unclear. I used to be not grown, so it was unclear to me. I had to learn and grow into that shit. But I didn't put myself in situations that would hurt me on my healing and path to growth. But a lot of you put yourself in a situation where blame the woman or blame the man. Blame your goddamn selves. Because
Yeah.
again, you control your own body. That woman doesn't control you. That man doesn't control you. You need to control your shit and understand their ass can leave you any day and leave you where you are. And you're gonna spend the rest of your time blaming them. Well, I can't believe he did that to me. No, you allowed that motherfucker to do it to you. You allowed that bitch to do that to you. Stop blaming them. Blame your goddamn self. Self-awareness, T. We gotta get back to that. I don't know what the fuck happened. Everybody just want to blame everybody else because they fucked up or their situation is bad. But you had to be the one to put yourself in that situation to be used, to be abused, to be misused. But where's accountability at in this world today?
I mean, in the world of deceit, accountability is hard. And I think the whole point of what you're saying is that the blame game is going to leave you just doing that, just playing the blame game. And if you can, like, granted, people hurt people, right?
Hmm.
Perception is not something that we can control. But if you can find some bit of accountability for yourself, and like how long you accepted the nonsense, how long you're going to sit in the blame space, not necessarily for someone deceiving you, right? We're not asking anybody to be foolish, but we're all saying like you have to be accountable at some point for how long you allowed the deception to occur, because there's always something that's going on where you know that you should have inquired a little bit further, or gone in the opposite direction because it just didn't sit well with you. So accountability is not to say someone didn't hurt you, it's to say this is the only thing for yourself that you can control, and then you have to move on, right? Just for maturity's sake.
Yeah, you have to because again, you live long enough, you're gonna go through a lot of relationships, and you have to learn from them. The problem is a lot of people use it as baggage. Still saying, I can say this: do an autopsy on your relationship. Look and say what killed it, and it could be the person did something to kill it, or you did something to kill it, and that's where reality comes in. Say, what did I do? What's my part of this? And learn from that. But don't
Hmm.
carry that as like, oh, she did this to me, or he did this to me, so I'm gonna go ahead now and treat the next person like that. Why would you fucking treat the next person that way?
Some
Because
people just came there just to use you, right?
absolutely,
And it's a man and a woman situation, right? Some people are going to come for the man just to use the man, whether it be like, I need a place to stay. Yeah, I've heard men say, nah, women needed to move in. It was in a song too. I love that song. He was like, nah, she trying to spend the night. She can't stay here. It's my favorite part. But there's always somebody who is legitimately going to be used in the situation. And when you process that after the situation, it's like it's your awareness that's lacking, right? How did you allow somebody to use you? And then it's not the idea that you make up walls so that you kick people out. It's that you create proper boundaries to where when you exchange with someone, you're more aware of how they're treating you and what their actions are really showing you.
absolutely, and that's kind of like the part that gets missing because
Hmm.
everybody, to be honest, and to we talked about it before. If you in a if you were in a long term relationship or a relationship period and you break up, you need to take a time to heal and properly know what happened. As I said, do an autopsy, but don't go out there looking for the next person. Don't go out there after a relationship because again, that screams that I don't want to be by myself. I can't be alone.
And you don't. So I always remind you that sometimes it's not fair for you to say that part. You don't actually know what the alone feels like. It's not easy. It's not an easy walk. Um, and most people, and I don't want to say especially men, because I actually was doing a podcast with a few guys when I first heard men um say out loud that they actually had taken a few years after their, perhaps a divorce or a breakup with a significant situation. And I was like, because I always feel like men don't take breaks. And that's the difference in the levels of people, right? There's going to be women who also don't take breaks. But being mindful that the idea of you taking a break or not taking a break in between people, and we can't help you define how long the break is, right? But that does go to speak to the level and type of person you are, right? And it's not to say that you have to be alone. You can always entertain who you want to entertain or need to entertain, but it's the idea of inviting someone else into your private space, pretending like you're able to show up to someone in their space and you know that you're technically not in the space to show up for them consistently, like you're just not there. So that goes to speak to the type of level of person that you're at. So if you're out here thinking that, I'm making six figures, I got a six pack, I'm all slim thick out here, I'm high level type of a person, but top tier, and you can't break in between relationships, so you keep getting in and out of relationships, then that's you're not a high value man. You're not a top tier type of woman. You're still, battling certain things that's stopping you from getting there, and that's perhaps why you're not at your, last relationship, so to speak. You're not really breaking.
And that's a very true statement. That's it's about maturity, as you said. You have to be mature enough to understand and be honest enough to say, "Hey, this person may want this type of relationship. I'm just not there
Hmm.
yet."
Yeah, I'm not there
And
yet.
and you have to be there's difference between grown men and grown women. A
Hmm.
grown man, grown woman be will have that conversation right off the bat.
Yeah.
I came off a bad relationship. I'm still trying to recover. I'm still trying to heal. If you want to come up, we're gonna kick it. We can kick it, but I'm not trying to do anything more than. Then
Hmm.
you put it on that person to say, is this something that I want? Is it something that he seemed like a nice enough person? Or she a nice enough person? Do I want to do it? Now you're basing relationship off of boundaries and respect.
Hmm.
And once you do that, once you start off that way, that's how it continues. But if you, like you said, you start deception and all that other bullshit, you just
Love
once you,
bombing.
that too, that too.
Some men just love bomb because they actually enjoy that like, that like the as roller coaster, that you know going up that hill type of feeling. But once they get up to the top, then they're just gonna drop, like they're done. Like, oh no, we hit our climax and I'm done now. And the woman is sitting there like she's never saw deception like that before in her life before that. And men like that, it doesn't make you can make however much money you want to make, but if you can't control yourself because you can't feed that type of energy into a woman and then be like, oh, well, let's break up. Like you fed way too much. You have to hold back, and that's your own self-control, because you were feeding those things into that woman to fulfill your own self. It's selfish.
Yeah.
Like that's basically what. And so now she's looking crazy, and then you're like, oh, she should just get over it.
No, you mess with her emotions. You mess with anybody's emotion. Just like if you
That's,
reverse it. That I mean, that's fuck with your emotion. Because and men won't talk about it,
yeah,
but when
yeah.
they get broke, they get broke. And then next you know, it took them a while, as you just said, to recover from shit because it's new to us. Because we're not taught to deal with our feelings, our emotions. We're just not. And you brought up another point. Great point. Money does not make you top tier.
No, it can't possibly. People have really poor morals. Very poor. Very
That
poor. Even
that
top don't show up for their children, don't show up for their families, don't show up for their moms or their dads. Some are very to themselves. They're not reclusive. They're just not family oriented, and you don't even have to do a lot, but calling your mom regularly, that goes far. Physically showing up for your kids. What do? You got all that money and you can't show up for your son.
T. You know they're missing the MVP.
Hmm.
Morals, values, and principles.
Yep.
And if you're
Yeah,
missing those three, you ain't shit. Don't talk to me about tear shit. You
man.
already a boy. Because
Yeah.
again, all, the money can't buy that for you. You have to and understand. A lot of women put and society does that shit. Put a lot of on the money. But those guys that make that kind of money, they will quickly drop your ass quick fast, and they're gonna work together. Because again, it's about them. It's not about us.
Mhm. Mhm.
The average guy who's out there, 60, 70,000 dollars a year, he gonna bust his ass. He gonna make sure you're good. He gonna share stuff with you. So stop discounting these guys because they don't make six figures. The best guy's probably got to make five figures, and
Mhm.
he'll take care of you much better than the guy who makes six figures, seven figures, eight figures. Because again, different mindset, and you really don't know what his makeup is.
Mhm.
So for everybody to keep putting the, I need this, and this. Okay, but then when somebody else says I need this, and this, it's a complaint. It's a problem. Because I hear men like women are like I want 6'6", 6'6", and
Mhm.
then men are like I want a girl, woman who's
What's six
tight.
six six? 6 foot, 6 figures?
Yep,
I'm
six.
done.
Yep, and
That's
six
hilarious.
and six pack.
And oh yes, oh yes. Wouldn't that be the dream? Big, tall, long-legged man. Most people don't even know what it's like to take care of a tall man. Like, just let's keep it a buck. It's not being tall is not like it's not the regular. Like, first of all,
That's true.
it's just like a thick guy. It's not the same. Like it's special accommodations now. Yeah. So you better hope if you attracting a 6 foot anything, brother, he better be paid because yeah, he costing you a little bit more. Yeah, huh? Yeah, he cost himself more. Like
Absolutely. And,
mhm.
and that's why I'm like, they everybody has to step back and from all this and take a deep breath
let's
because
I'm sorry, let's do the six pack too. I'm sorry, y'all. Most of y'all don't even know the lifestyle of a man who has a six pack. Like, let's just keep it real, right? Like all that, like that gym time for some women, for some women, is gonna be uncomfortable. Okay. Now, here's the other part to it. Now, I've seen these women who want these men with these six packs. Okay, they don't look like the women that the men who have the six packs and they go into the gym, they don't look like the women they get to look at in the gym. So that's the even crazier. Like, how you keeping your man, sis? How looking like, and then, no shade, you pretty in the face, but you know how like up in here, if you don't work out, like sometimes that can do something different. Like,
hmm
come on, like you. What did a man with a six pack want? What type of woman do he want? Like that, because that's just a crazy concept to me. I gotta go in the gym and look at women in like their peak like physique, and then go home to somebody who she just been at home all day, or she just went to work and came. And she don't even know how to meal prep prop because now you got these talking about meal prepping for a man. This man, and then he's talking about eating basic food. You over there trying to over season the food and just talking about doing gravy. He don't want none of that, sis. He
no,
eating whole foods diet, and you will come. Everybody's not built for these type of requests that we're out here making. That's the point that I'm saying. That's
thank
the point
you,
that I'm
thank you,
saying.
and I'm glad you made that clear because it's just crazy. It's crazy and it's insulting actually because again it's like when you say well why they ask for this well you asked for it and you're getting nowhere because again the thing is you want to find somebody that loves you for you
Yeah,
love you based on you get
I'm
up in the
not,
morning no makeup no nothing you walking around crushing your eye and you just yes I love
yeah.
that girl god damn it she look at you god damn it, I love that crusty eye son of my bitch
I
that's
mean,
mine
yeah. I'm. That's the truth, though. That's the truth. And then how six pack? That is so shallow. If like, first of all, I only know my sons who have six. I don't even know no men. I'm sorry. I don't even know no men. I might maybe one. But we don't even, I don't even, we ain't even rock together like that. I don't know no men who got a six pack. Let me
Yes.
think. I mean, my father pretends like he has one. That's not no six pack. Yeah, that's not it, Doug. That's not it. He wished. Yeah,
And it's true.
it.
It's
And I feel like you might have just got one. You got a six pack now.
hey,
Maybe
I'm working.
you
I've been
still don't
working
have
on it.
it.
I've
You
been
see,
working on it for a while, and I don't have a six pack. I mean, like I said, I work out fucking 5 days a week, and I don't have a goddamn six pack.
it's it's not an easy thing to achieve. So it's like the type of lifestyle. And when I say my sons have six packs, like their lifestyle, running around behind that ball since they was what, 3 and 4 years old, no days off. Come
Yes.
on, come on, eating protein, grain, and vegetable. Come on, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yes. So of course they're going to look that way, but
Yeah,
we have to be realistic as people, as humans.
yeah.
We're going to age. You're not
People
going to
who
take
want
care
to
of
eat
stuff like
ice cream and candy and snacks, because that's not, my sons didn't grow up like that. Just so we're clear, they didn't. They don't. It's a no junk food lifestyle. So now that man judging you every time you sat down on your couch, putting some snacks in your mouth. You mad, sis? Talking about you on your period. I need chocolate ice cream. No, you don't. Put that shit down. Take your ass to the gym. You want a man with abs? Get your abs up too. How about that? No,
that.
no. I would never put that on for no man. And then you're not gonna bother me waking up in the morning. No, get in this bed. Talking about you doing 50 crunches every morning. No, I don't want to hear all that bending, breathing hard. No, get back in the bed. It's a lifestyle with these things. Just like they say, the six-figure brother, not even six figures no more, but a high earning man, he don't have no whole lot of time and energy for you. Remember what I said before? I need all the time and all the energy. And then you coming up short with, you going past the 8 hours. You know what, sir? You're not done with work yet. And that man sitting there looking at you like, no, no. I'm about to eat and I'll call you back because I'm still at it because I don't have a job. This is a business and it ain't never ends. And, I'm thinking we all cuddled up at night, my ass is, we all spooning. And I'm all comfortable and cozy. And then he get a phone call and then he got to move because he the man in charge. What? No, I want my man in the bed all night long with me. That's too much. Y'all doing too much. See, when some men got to be on the road traveling every other week, they out of the state or out of the country. Listen, even if I could come along, I don't want to. I'm tired of flying all over and then you're not even in the room with me all day because you got to go to work. It's
Absolutely.
a lifestyle.
It is. And a
I'm,
lot of people don't understand that, T.
and
They don't
then
understand it.
yeah, he can't give you a lot of time and energy. So then you done found you a high earner. Now you gotta go find you a round the way guy to give you his time and his energy because you don't need the money now. You just need this joker's time, and he got all the time. And
Of course he do. He ain't doing shit. He got all the damn time in the world for you. He ain't
he
doing nothing.
do, he do. And that was a fucking catastrophe because your ass should have says stayed right where you fit in because everything not for everybody. Like, no. And that's why we say, you got to be friends with people because friends would have showed you if the people you rock out with anyway. But
Absolutely.
the lifestyles is not synonymous for everybody who's requesting. I could tell by the way these people looked at that's the lifestyle's not for them. And then how you gonna show up with this brother at a function? Like, what dress you putting on, sis? You gonna wear those lashes? Like, you're not gonna scale back that set? You gonna put all those baby hairs out like that? Never mind, never mind. No, they can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. It's never mind. No, that's my bad. That's your man, sis. That's your man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I always go to bat for the women, but
Y-
666, y'all just messed me up there. Come on,
Yes, yes,
come
and you
on.
hear it all the time, and I'm like, that tells me you live in an illusion. Again, you can get a six
But
foot
where
man.
they at? I don't know that many 6 foot men. Like, personally, are you 6 foot?
Really?
I know 6 foot is just 6 foot.
6'2".
Okay, because you might be my father height then. I don't need, that's just y'all two then. Uh-uh.
Yeah, there is I don't know a lot
Uh-uh.
of tall. I don't know a lot of tall men either. A lot of
Uh-uh.
men that I know are in their 5'8" to 5'10" range.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not over 6 feet. So
No.
again, you're
Where they at?
selective company.
That's
They're
not
here. They're out
the
there.
sixers.
They're
Cause
out
they
there.
looking, you gotta be careful because some look goofy after a while. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be real careful what type of 6 footer you getting.
That's true. That's
Don't
very
be,
true.
you know what I'm saying?
That is very
And as
very
a
true.
tall woman, you know, I get it. But some of these women not even my height. Like, what you need a man with all that height for? What y'all about to do? They trying to have a good time. That's all I'm. No, I can't even blame them for that one. They trying to have a blast. They trying to get picked up, flipped around.
Of course. So, but
Serious.
that's a
That man
very
can earn anything at a 6 feet. Mm.
hey. That's a true statement. I swear. And that's the shit that's out here though, T. It's that unbelievable shit that's out there that they're trying to sell to everybody, and everybody's trying to buy it. And it's like,
Yeah, but don't,
no,
don't, don't. That
no.
man to be 6 feet tall. I don't even know none, and that's just like as a reference. I mean, over a lifetime.
And that's
I saw
crazy.
one of the guys. He did grow up, and I was looking at him, and I was like, how you get to be that height? Because you wasn't on that growth chart. Like, you know how the doctors do the growth chart as a child and tell you exactly like where your kid gonna end up. Sir,
Yes.
from where you were back then, you were not on the spectrum to get to this height. And I can't say who it is because he kind of has a name for him. So I don't want to because he kind of has a name for himself and I'd be insulting him. But it's okay to do it to his face. But I was just like, how did you get to be this height? What? I feel like he sipped something in the Kool-Aid, but I don't know. He should have passed it to the rest of the men. And then you got the brothers out there doing the leg lengthening surgeries. Y'all women messing these men's up. Please, please take these men as off. Please
It's
love them
see,
as they are.
and, and it's so true. There's no way in hell I'm gonna spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a few more inches because I feel slighted because I'm now I was 5'6", now I'm 5'11". But
Yeah,
the pain you had to go through to become 5'11", and you still ain't
yeah.
6 feet.
It's the pain
Uh,
for me. It's the pain for me. I couldn't do the pain. Mm,
no, there's no way you're gonna break and oh hell
yeah,
no, no.
yeah,
And that goes back to people who aren't comfortable in the bodies that they're in, are not comfortable being the person they're supposed to be. And here's the thing, y'all, if you ain't comfortable, you can change that shit. But stop blaming other people or start trying to put everybody in a bag to make you feel comfortable. We don't give a fuck about how comfortable you feel. We don't care. They don't give a shit. So you need to feel how comfortable you are. And the other thing, T, before I end all of this, the other thing you need to be concerned with is this new world that we have developing around us. So while you said they're concerned about the money, he got money, y'all got, he need to have this, he need to have this, all y'all need to get all your shit tight because this world about to change drastically, and the relationships, believe it or not, is changing in that way because right now, the way this world's going, you're gonna need somebody to live to be with you just so you fucking survive. Because everything getting high now. You notice the gas prices got down almost $6 a gallon now, and other shit is exploding. So instead of us worried about what somebody else got and what we're trying to get your shit tight. Make sure that you're self-sufficient. Make sure that you're independent and that you can waver in this world because on top of just relationships, you got to make sure you can take care of yourself because it's hard for people to get jobs now. Black women are having a hard time getting jobs, even though they're most educated, still having a hard time getting jobs. But that means focus on yourself. Make sure that you get your shit tight before you get into any relationship. I can say this again: before you get into any goddamn relationship, any relationship, make sure that you're tight. Make sure that your shit is straight. Make sure that you're on point. Make sure that you're secure in yourself. Because if you look for somebody else to make you secure, you're already a boy. You're not
I,
even a man.
you talking about the people who's complaining aloud?
Yes.
The men don't want to be used. That's why they don't want to be used because they stuff not together. And the women who need the cash apps, they're screaming out, "I need my nails done and send me a cash app because your stuff not together."
Yes.
That
Yes.
is the That ultimately is it. I think we all need to be mindful that if you want something substantial, nobody wants to feel used. That's the whole idea why women are willing to go half on a date, because they're just trying to prove that they're not trying to use you in that way. Um, I don't think that that's how you do it, but I do understand and respect, the idea of the woman trying to show um that she's not trying to use you. And then there are men as well who they just gonna give you a kiss on your forehead after the coffee date. They're not gonna do too much. Nah, I'm gonna knock that joint down later on. I'm gonna get it later on. I'm gonna get it, but just not today. Yeah. So let's just be real here, right? Let's be real
Yes.
here.
And what
Um,
you just described is a grown man.
mhm,
Grown men do that.
mhm.
Boys don't do that.
No.
And boy men don't do that. But
Mm,
grown men do that because
yeah.
they know what they want. When they
Yeah, and
see
they
something
not
they
get it.
want,
They not get it. You know,
it's
you
not it's not pressing.
coming right now, acting
Yeah,
like you want another drink. You want another drink? You want nah? The man gonna just show you a good night, kiss you on your forehead. You're like, that thing about to open up all the way. It's about to open up all the way. With these forehead kisses, a little nighttime talk. Yeah, yeah.
that's
Yeah,
how
I'm
you do
gonna
it.
send her some funds that she didn't even ask for. Yeah. Now he gonna part the seas. He got this. He said it's almost formulaic. It's almost I don't even understand what's even happening here. But okay.
And like, hey, y'all, like T says, before you go out there doing anything, please don't run out here recklessly. Please don't go out here and grab the first beautiful thing you see, or a handsome thing you see. Understand that unless this person fits your mode, whatever that is, it's not going to work out because you're just going through the motion. It's like you're flipping through paper, but and you're trying to look for that special paper. But eventually, you may not even find that paper, and then you just got a whole bunch of people all over the place that you don't spread all over the place for what reason? None.
Yep.
And you still not on the show for it. And I'm gonna say this before I end: for you younger people who think this shit's a joke, ask your aunties. Look at your uncles, the older ones. Ask them how their lives are when they play these games. Because again, you do not want to be end up a hospice husband or a hospice wife. That's the worst goddamn thing. You don't want to be somebody in their 50s and 60s.
It's
Just
no hospice wife. Just so we're clear. You just made that shit up yourself. Okay. You did that. Okay. It's only hospice husbands. Okay. That's it. Nah, we straight. Nah, we straight. Just so we're clear. Because, socially how we are. Not to say we're going to have a man, but we got sisters, nieces, cousins, children. They're going to take care of us. We fine. Y'all have to find someone because they didn't have children or they didn't take care of the kids that they did have. No, and then y'all need to get married because you don't have nobody and your sister's as old as you are. So, and they not taking care of you because you didn't even take care of their asses neither.
damn.
Yeah, but it's not how this why you tried it. You tried to slide that shit in at the end.
I do. God damn it. Well, y'all, I tried to slide in a little something, something. As you see, my girl T caught me again. So with that, I'm gonna end this episode of the Mike with the M.
Auntie.
Listen, y'all. Listen. I need y'all to send in some Q&A because we're gonna do another segment called Q&A. So I want you guys any questions you want to ask us, please send it in, and then we'll handle it individually. Because for women, send it in for T. For men, send it in for me, because we're trying to expand this for this year. So again, register, sign up, hit that like button, and until next time, peoples, peace and blessings.